boot me off. Disconnect and then connect. I don't know. There's something seriously wrong with it. Anyway, yeah, after I did that job for 2 days, I was like, if I go back here for the third day, I'm gonna kill myself. It's like, or I'm not gonna show up. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way, or I'm gonna walk out in the middle. Yeah, I know because it's the actual connection to the computer. That's what I mean. I've been disconnected and reconnected 3 times during this show, which really sucks. Um, I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, maybe fucking Trump put the lock on it. It's like, well, no one's watching now, but we can't let this guy get big. Like, put the clamp down on him. Put the signal, fuck it up somehow, jam it. It's like, you don't let him become dangerous, It's like, that's what I mean. It's like I said, I was rolling along with the comedy, like, yeah. And I stopped, that's another thing I was going to say. If you are still watching, the next 2 weeks, I won't be on Saturdays because next Saturday I'm going to see Sasanta, which is Primus and Perfect Circle and Pussifer in Indianapolis. So I won't be on Saturday because I have to work, and then I'm going there immediately after, which is in Indianapolis. So I have to drive up there, and then so I'm going to do the show on Friday. And then the week after that, I actually have a comedy show in Sydney, Ohio. So, and that's 1 hour away from here. So, if you'd like to see me do stand-up comedy, and you're in the area, I'll be doing stand-up in Sydney, Ohio, 2 weeks. Well, the second Saturday from 2 weeks from, I guess today. Yeah, today's Saturday, right? So, 2 weeks from tonight, I'll be in Sydney, Ohio. All the details will be on my Facebook page and all that. Yes, I'm going to see Primus. And Perfect Circle, I said, Pussifer. It's basically Maynard and Primus, it's just not Tool. But everything else he does, besides Tool. Yeah, I want to. I told you guys that I want to come by and visit. I don't know why we don't set something up. Because he won't get a fucking phone. It's like, get a phone, man. Call me, text me. We'll set something up. So yeah, I won't be on Saturday for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to try to do a show on Friday. But next Friday it'll be way early because I'm going to see Jon Stewart as well. The Taft Theater. I have a lot of shit going on. Not the stuff I'd like to be doing, but I mean, it is stuff I like to be doing, but I'm saying, oof, what? Again, is it fucking buffering up again? I didn't get disconnected. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this shit. Like I said, it worked really good for a while now, and then the last couple weeks it's been fucked up. But there's been a lot of fucked up weather, so I attributed it to that. But today it's actually kind of nice. And it's still fucking up, so I don't know what to do about it. Like I said, I have to hardwire the machine. So we get a straight connection. Yeah, send me the number, whatever. I'll call. I told you. I want to come visit. My other friend lives out there too. I can maybe knock 2 out in one time. But my friend and I was talking about last week. I finally talked to him because I told that story last week, and then we used to watch Mystery Science Theater together all the time. And there was this movie called was one of our favorites. And Joe Don Baker died, and it made me think of him. And I had just told that story too, so I texted him, and then he texted me right back. So we started talking, and same thing. He lives out Moores Hill, which is sort of where you guys live, right? And then I can maybe visit both of you at the same time. I mean, the same day. And my dad on the way out, because every time you go to Indiana, my house is still there. So yeah, for sure, I would like to do that. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get out of here. No, it don't have to be an hour every time. I got sidetracked now, and I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Well, I mean, just a complete cycle of bullshit. Like I said, Ted Koppel. I guess that's why I got off of the trail. Was like Ted Koppel would have never let him sit there and say bullshit like that. Like, it's like, well, I had to take the tariffs off of them because they would have collapsed. Oh, you're an indie? Well, that's where I'm going. I have time, and I'm not really driving myself. Anyway, yeah, fucking technology. Yeah, it sucks. It's terrible. Especially when you're old like me. Like, I was born, like, computers, like I said, the Commodore 64 came out when I was young. I remember there were no computers, then there were computers, but they were very primitive. And then they just got better and better and better. But we were, once we graduated high school, we weren't around them. So anything I know about computers, I had to learn all by myself. I didn't think, well, maybe I should go back to night school and take a computer class. I learned how to work computers just by doing it, but I don't know anything about them. That's the thing. It's like, if it starts fucking up, I go, I don't know what to do. Like my sister can write code and shit, so like she can make shit. I don't know what that is. I can't do that. And so when the computer fucks up, I'm sure she just goes into it and like fixes it herself because she knows that much about computers. Like, I don't know that much. I know how to turn it on and how to operate shit. And if you show me a program, I'll figure out how to work it. But I don't know how it works. I can't tell you how it works. And if it starts bugging out, I can't be like, oh, yeah, that's most definitely the fifth driver, Yes, if I see, that's what I'm telling you. If I was on Twitch, which you keep telling me to always be on Twitch, if I was on Twitch right now, they'd be like, this guy's a fucking idiot. His stream doesn't even work. I know it doesn't. He's like, this guy's just an idiot old man. Maybe I am. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's people that think that. I know people like waiting for me to like grow up, and just become like a responsible adult, give up on life and just be like, well, I guess working in the store is all I got, it's like that's never gonna happen. Never. It's like I'm the same as I've been since I was about 12 years old because I grew up around adults. So even when I was younger, I was like more mature. I never really had a childhood. How's that? I never, beyond like being alone a lot, playing G.I. Joes and shit. But like, as far as my social interaction, most of it was with adults. And when my father was always taking me around adults and doing adult shit. Like I learned to play chess when I was like 5 years old. Like we would read I would read the books that they read. I would watch the movies they watched. I would participate in discussions with them about, you know, world affairs and shit. I'd be a little kid. Like, I don't really know what the fuck, you know. But that's how I grew up. So my personality locked in pretty early. Like I said, probably about 12, 13 years old, I was the person that I am now. I, I have not changed at all. The only thing that's changed is I've got some gray hair, and, you know, and I'm older for sure, and I am wiser from experiences that I've lived through. But as far as like the way I am, my personality is not changed at all, and I don't believe it's going to. Anytime soon. I'm going to be this way until the day I die. And there's this is who I am. And I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm comfortable with it, but I don't have the mentality of a like my thoughts on the world have not changed based upon how old I've gotten. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, you get more conservative when you get older." You know, you when you get older, you're your mindset changes. Like my mindset's been the same my entire life. It's bullshit. It's always been bullshit. The entire thing is a circus. Like this, and to participate in it, no, no. I've been trying to survive and carve my own way through it. Artistically, I said, when I was playing music, I thought the same way. You know, it's like, well, I'm making this music. I'm trying to say something here. I'm trying to, you know, do something that stimulates people's minds, makes people think about shit, you know, is a little bit subversive and rebellious, you know, like my comedy is the same way. And this, the same way. I'm the same person that I've always been. I'm just a little bit older, like I said, and a little bit smarter, wiser from living through experiences. But my actual frame of reference and thoughts is not changed and will not. I don't believe that you get old. I mean, I don't have kids and all kinds of other things to think about either. You know, people have children, and that affects your decision for sure. Because now you're thinking about other people other than yourself. But as far as my mindset goes, is because I don't have children and shit. My sister. I mean, I love my sister, but we barely talk. You know, we're 11 years apart. We're not that close. I left home. She was a little kid. No, I love her. I would do anything for her. But we're not close. We're not tight. It's not like I call my sister and tell her all my fucking emotional fucking issues. I don't really have anybody to tell my emotional issues. If I have any, you know what I mean? My life is pretty straightforward now. I don't have any. I don't even have a girlfriend, so I don't really have human relationships beyond the people I work with and my mom, um, who me and her really never had a tight relationship, and now here we are. We're living together. Like family is family. You don't same shit. Like you don't have to be. I don't know. I guess because I was an only child and I spent a lot of time alone, you just learn to be alone. You know, I'm not. I never really had anybody to talk to, so you don't even learn that skill. I mean, that's probably a major reason why I'm a fucked up person. But it's just the truth. Like I've never been like, oh my god, I know a regular person. Uh, Something bad happened to him, and they'll go, oh my god, I need to call my friend or my mom or dad or my brother or I said my best friend, and I got to tell them all this stuff that happened. I got to get it out, you know. No, it ain't like that for me. I've never done that. Well, my dad is the only person that I will really talk to. Um, and even we don't have like, I don't call him every single time something bad happens. It's like a lot of times I just take it in. And they go, well, that sucked. I got a dog. My dog gives me love, and that's all I really need. She reassures me in silence. Human beings are disingenuous most of the time, and I said, the more you tell them, then they just use it against you. It's like, so I don't like people knowing shit about me because they don't got no weapons to use to fucking manipulate me or hurt me in some way. And it's terrible that you gotta think like that, but it's true. And the internet and all, like the younger generation, they're even worse. There's some selfish fucks. It, people will drop you at the drop of a hat if it benefits them. That's why family. That's what I said. Family is the only. Well, we're blood related, so I have to, respect that. And I mean, don't get me the wrong way. Like me and my mom were never tight, but we never like had a big fallout. Or she never fucked me over. I never fucked her over. It's like, we love each other. We're just not the same. We're different people. Um, I'm more like my dad and my uncle who passed away. Me and my dad and my uncle David were the tightest. We were all like the black sheep. John knows this. That's why it was best for me and Dad to go out there when he was about to die, because we're the two people that he would want to be with. And he said that himself too. It's like we were the ones who would. We all saw eye to eye. We all agree on most things. We're the most alike, of everybody in the family, and even in your family, there's people you don't like. See, that's the difference. To me, there's a line. If you have an absolute piece of shit in your family who just fucks everyone over all the time, even if he's your family, well, he's our cousin or whatever, but he's still family. My dad will be like, "Oh, he's family, and you gotta," and I'm like, "Fuck this guy." It's like he had 100 chances to not be a piece of shit, and he fucking failed every single time. It's like, I don't give a fuck if he's related to me or not at this point. He can fuck off. But even I'll suck it up and be around this fucking piece of shit from my dad. It's like, but everybody knows I don't like him. I don't keep it a secret. I was like, I don't like this motherfucker. But whatever, I'll keep my mouth shut because everybody else is like, well, he's family. Like, yeah, he is, but fuck him. That's what happens when you move away from the family and you live a lot on your own, is you start to develop your own ideas. I just have a short leash for people that fuck people over, especially if you fuck over your own family. Like, that's the ultimate piece of shit. You fuck over your own family. It's like, come on, man. Like, me and my family have had disagreements, but I never fucked them over. You know, like maliciously on purpose, or used them or called them up and begged them for money and shit. Like, I never done any of that shit. I asked my dad, or I broke my phone when I was in Vegas, and I didn't have any money, and I was tripping real hard. And I called my dad then, and it's like, I need you to help me right now. I need to get a phone, or I can't even get a job. And he gave me some money, but I paid him back. It's like, it's like, but I did need money at that time. That's the one time I did call. It was like, who, David? No, he passed away last year. I said, that was a big story. He was he was dying, and he had well, he had HIV for fucking 30 years, and then he got cancer. He lived through that too, but all of it just eventually took its toll. So Dad just called me and says, out of nowhere, I was working in Vegas, and Dad calls me on the phone and says, it's real bad. Your Uncle Dave's real sick, and he doesn't want to live this way because he's suffering. I guess he had a tube in his stomach and shit. And I hadn't seen him, so I didn't know what he looked like. And he's like, so he wants to kill himself, basically. So he's like, I gotta go to. I'm gonna fly out there, and I'm gonna drive him to Oregon, where they have euthanasia clinics, and basically, put him down. So I was like, well, you're not gonna do that alone. And I love Uncle David. I said we were the tightest. Us three were always the tightest. I live with them. Yeah. It crashed again. It sucks. I got a real problem with this shit. Anyway, I'll finish this story and get out of here. But now that I started it, I feel like I gotta finish it. So I bought a ticket, flew to San Francisco, and Debbie was there too. My Aunt Debbie. They picked me up at the airport, Debbie and my dad, and we went back to David's house. And then Debbie was leaving that night, so she was only there for like another hour. We all hung out together, and then she left. And it was just me and Dad and David. And then we found out we couldn't take him to Oregon because you had to be a resident in order to access the euthanasia. So do that. And then there was... Man, this really sucks. It crashed again. There's something serious. Man, this really sucks. It crashed again. There's something seriously wrong with this equipment. I don't know what's going on with it. All of a sudden he goes, you know what? I think I changed my mind. I think I want to live. And like, I didn't tell you this, but when I saw him, it's like, dude, he weighed like 75 pounds. I mean, like, he looked like he had been in Auschwitz. I mean, he was real thin, real, like, shrunk over. Like, he just didn't look good at all. And I think mentally had kind of given up. But then I said, me and Dad being there, like, woke him up. And he was like, hey, wait a minute. I don't think I want to die. I think I want to live. And I was thinking to myself, I don't know if, I don't think you're going to live very much longer, but that's great, that you want to live. That's wonderful, so we were leaving, and we were there for like 2 days, and then we were leaving, and I just hugged him, kissed. I still tell that story on stage all the time. He bought me that ticket to Disneyland when I was 8. He took me out to California. That's what I mean about I lived an adult life. I was 8 years old. He bought me a ticket to fly to California. I was escorted, obviously, by airport personnel and airline people, whatever. But I flew alone from Cincinnati to LA, and he picked me up, and he took me everywhere, man. He had the whole 16 days I was there. I'd never been out of Cincinnati. I was 8 years old. I was walking on Hollywood Boulevard. We went and saw Raiders Lost Ark at the Grauman's Chinese Theater. We went to a laser light Pink Floyd show at the fucking Griffith Observatory. We saw a band in the observatory park before that, and then he took me to the La Brea Tar Pits and to the LA Art Museum, and then we drove to San Diego. And we went to SeaWorld. Like, he fucking did it right. He showed me every fucking thing there was to see, and we just was always tight. So I went back and I said, held on to him for about a minute because I knew I wouldn't see him again. And I told him I loved him and kissed him, and we left. And then 2 days later, I got back to Vegas, and 2 days later, he passed away. My Aunt Debbie called me on the phone, was like, oh, and then she was like, I called the wrong Tim, and hung up on me, and she was trying to call my dad. But I knew then, too, and then my dad called me right back, was like, yeah, he passed away, my dad just took his ashes back to San Francisco, and they scattered them in this park under the Golden Gate Bridge, and that's where he is. In perpetuity, so I can go visit him there soon at some point. Sit there at least once, because like I said, we were tight. And if you love people, tell them you love them. Life is too short. And actually, he fucking lived a long life and packed it all in. Believe me, no one lived like that motherfucker. He was partying all the way up to the very end and enjoying life. And like everyone should live that way. Because I said, don't let the world suck the joy out of your life, because all you have is every day. And try to enjoy as much as you can. I know it's got dark for a second. And like I said, I'm not going to be on Saturday for the next 2 weeks. I plan to do the shows on Friday. Next Friday, it'll be 6 o'clock like regular. But the Friday after that, it'll be early because I'm going to see Jon Stewart. Thank you guys for watching. I am Bruce Leonard. This is Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. It's still legal now. And hopefully Tuesday, 6 o'clock when I come back, it will still be legal and we will do this again. Thank you very much. Go tonight, Saturday night. Go out. Enjoy your life. Please. I love you guys. Bye.